Hey everybody, Chuck here. Before we get started, I just want to let you know that CRITCon 2025 is live. Once again, we're hosting a game convention in Portland, Oregon this October 24th, 25th, and 26th at the Hilton Doubletree, right off the Max line near downtown. Killscream is back with Killscream 4, a 2-day tournament with 2 golden tickets on the line. It's 2 days this year, October 25th and 26th, with some amazing prize support as usual, and the Kill Team Cascadia Bounty Board for charity, as well as a painting contest to go along with it this year. This year on Friday, we also have Kill Team Doubles. You push 2 boards together and fight with your partner against another team. Deal is shooting across boards, sharing command points with your partner, and battle through 3 rounds against 2 opponents. This year, we have a bunch of other game systems too, including Star Wars Shatterpoint, Star Wars Legion, Horus Heresy 30K, and Marvel Crisis Protocol. If you took some of the hobby classes last year, don't worry. Painting classes return this year, along with Dan Osborne and Useless Wizard from last year. We have former Privateer Press studio painter Matt DiPietro and Portland local Selnar teaching classes Friday through Sunday. We also have discounted rooms available at the Hilton Doubletree. You can find all the info at cascadiatabletop.com or in the show notes. Tickets are on sale now. We hope to see you there this October. Come show Connor your feet. Connor, you got the intro.
Oh, okay. This week on the Vox Cascadia, we're joined by a good friend of us who also just won a golden ticket recently, and American Eagle got mentioned in the pre-show, so there's that going on. So, yeah, that's what's happening this week.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
It wasn't a very I thought you had the intro this week, Chuck.
No, I'm just gonna continue putting you guys on the spot because I'll think about something ahead of time, but it's even better when I put Tyler on the spot. So Tyler, let's actually get a second intro from you.
Yeah, okay, that was a bad intro.
Are we doing this like a glass half dead thing, like a double intro, like for you subscribers, double intro, like, you know, and if you stay to the end of it, triple intro. So like we'll get one from you, Shawn, at the end here. Coming to you from the
clarify.
Yeah, so coming to you from the post-Tacoma Afterglow hangover, it's the Vox Cascadia podcast.
That was actually pretty good because usually when I put you on the spot, you just like clam up, and like for the man who always has something to say, you never have something to say when it comes to the on-the-spot intro. So good job, buddy.
Yeah, solid. I've been working on it, you know.
Well, you heard Connor, you heard Tyler, you heard Chuck, and you may have picked out Shawn there. Shawn Ross, the champion of the AVTT, the winner of the Tacoma Open, and a lover of Deep Rock Galactic.
Rock and Stone
is with us tonight. Thank you for joining us, Shawn.
Thank you guys for having me. Yeah, definitely Rock and Stone. I did say that before. You're right.
Now I have a new clip to add in for Rock and Stone.
That was for you. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I can start to get some nuance to it, so I can have different tones to it. Mm-hmm. And if we have you on the podcast enough, we'll just be able to just do a Rock and Stone compilation. I'll be able to turn it into a song or something.
A deep rock soundboard, if you will.
There you go. So thanks for joining us, Shawn. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We brought Shawn on because he's good at Kill Team, and
really
like I said, yeah, won the Tacoma Open, won the AVTT with Zach and Brandon Bean, and so we're going to talk to Shawn a little bit about his run at the Tacoma Open. We're going to also just get a little bit into the balanced data slate. Everybody else has kind of beat it to death, so we're going to just see after a couple of us got games this weekend what it feels like, and then we're going to talk about rotation and the big scary classified, declassified, and what you should try afterwards. So yeah, let's get into it. So Shawn, you went 7-0 at Tacoma over 2 days, and you brought Plague Marines. You brought pre-nerf Plague Marines. So tell us a little bit. We don't need to go game by game, but some big plays, or just kind of like the overall vibes at Tacoma, and what took you, because you've kind of had an evolution as a player a little bit over the last year, and found like almost kind of some zen to play not only better, but it sounds like to enjoy the game more.
Yeah, no, thank you. Tacoma was an absolute blast. It always is. I think it's getting better every year. Now it just feels like a giant family reunion,
for real,
which is the coolest. It's the best. I know almost everybody in the room. and we just had a good time for 2 days. And then
it's like a straight party, you know,
yes.
like as much as you know, a wargaming convention can be, more than LVO, even. You know, I feel it's because it's like our local scene. You know, like we have our like private hangout, but also like it's really walkable, you know, and you're not paying like casino prices for everything.
Oh yeah, it's like a quarter of the price, if that, and it's
Yeah, I mean,
just as fun. Yeah.
unless you're at the convention center, then it's like, whew, they're gonna charge you captive prices.
Bro, I paid $70 for two Blacktooth
Yep.
grins, one for me and one for you, and that was like if there was a Las Vegas behind airport security, that's what it felt like right there. That's how
Yep.
expensive that shit was.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No,
Is that a drink
venue
thing
is-
you named?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a little bit of Crown, or well, it's Crown, and then a splash of Coke on there. Preferably a double Crown, and then splash of Coke. And to the credit of the bartender there, he was making them quite well. So, right amount of Coke in there.
Fizzo was his name. Great guy. But I still think out of the convention,
are you sure it was? Sorry, I think it was Rizzo.
No. He corrected me on it.
It was Fizzo.
Yep, it was Fizzo.
Oh, I swear to God, it was Rizzo.
No, that's the rat from.
It's like Fizzo sounds like somebody that Connor'd like to get to know.
God,
Rizzo sounds like somebody from Greece, I think.
No, Rizzo's the rat from the Muppets.
Also true. But no, I think Chuck would agree with me. The best gaming convention bartender was Angel at LBO. That guy didn't know what measuring was. He eyeballed everything.
Yeah, and his eyeballs were they were very generous. Let's just say that.
Oh God, I got so drunk. He was great. But yeah, Tacoma was a blast. I think that was my favorite tournament so far, just because I mean everybody who plays in big tournaments for Kill Team or any of these games, you have games where some are challenging, some are really hard, and then some are just super easy because it's like a less experienced player. And that's not to say that I don't appreciate those people at tournaments. I think it's amazing when new players come to tournaments because it's a huge risk. Nobody wants to lose games, but we need those people to make the tournaments grow. So I support those people. I love it. It's just for me, I'm always trying to push myself and have a really good game. So like those are the games that I don't remember as often. And yet at this year's Tacoma, every single person I played was like top 50 in the Pacific Northwest or better, most in the top 20. And it was just so fun.
Yeah, it was a good, really good showing. We had a lot of Northwest people, and like Shawn, like you guys said, it's I know everybody there, so it's kind of funny to me because I go to a tournament and play somebody that I normally play down the street anyways, but it's still great just to see everybody get together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, anyone who thinks that the Northwest is anything less than straight killer, no filler is wrong. Just straight out wrong. You know, like we have top level players here. Shawn being one of them, being able to go down to AVTT and then follow it up with a win at Tacoma. That's huge, you know?
Yeah, no, thank you for saying that. And talking about what Chuck mentioned with the Zen state, it's kind of weird because it doesn't feel like I'm some good player or anything else. One of the things that I've really tried to focus on since before AVTT, and it's working, so I'm still doing it, is I just really tried to center myself on the idea that I got into this game because I like playing it, and I like the people that I'm around and the experiences that I have. And so when I went to AVTT, I just kind of like had a little powwow with myself of like, okay, we're not gonna try to win. We're just gonna try to have really good games every game, and see what happens. And then I just kept winning. But it also didn't stress me out because I wasn't looking at BCP. I wasn't looking at, where am I at in the leaderboard or any of these things. I was just trying to have one good game after another. And I think that's really something that I hope that players like take this and try to emulate it or do something that for themselves, because it's made me such a happier person when I go to these events. You know, I'm just enjoying the game, and I think that the only difference that separates somebody who wins and somebody who loses is how often they play, how lucky they can get on the day, how lucky they are from the last data slate, you know, how lucky they get with their matchups. There's so many factors that I can't control and could swing my games in any way. So it's just kind of freeing to just focus on one game at a time. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you killed it, man. Like, seeing you in this Zen flow state from where you were, you know, a year ago, where I feel like you were a little more tightly wound about the game, is really, really amazing.
Yeah, no, and I tried that for a while. I wanted to win. I wanted to prove myself. I had, because it's always fun to set a goal for yourself and see if you can exceed it. That's the human experience in a nutshell. And yeah, I still have those goals, but not attaining them isn't a crushing blow, because this game doesn't define me. Even if I lost every single game, I'd still be there with my friends. I'd still be having a good time. I'd still be getting to play Kill Team. I still have models to paint and friends and all those things. And I still have my life outside of the game. So I think that's just really important to constantly think about when you're coming in. And like, I'm guessing that Connor probably went through some of that too, coming back to the game after a break because of the edition change and all of the things, and trying to find that love of the game. You know, it's not tied to winning, it's tied to playing the game with people that you care about.
That's definitely not tied to winning for Connor. Until just recently, actually, he's gone on.
Hey, fuck you! I'm doing great since the comeback.
That was the caveat. You actually had a run of like what 6 straight games without a loss, going there for a little bit. 4 at between the final game of day 1 in Tacoma, 3-0 on day 2, and then 2 games last weekend at Beans tournament that you won in a row too. So you did come back to it, and
exactly. I mean, all I can say is I'm the greatest and most humblest player of Kill Team of all time.
You always were.
Exactly.
That's how I describe you to everyone.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I'm glad someone else agrees.
I describe him as the feet guy.
That works too.
Yeah. Shawn, one thing you said that I actually need to take into consideration myself is how you just kind of take it one game at a time. This sounds like some like bullshit sports stuff where it's like one game at a time, it's one play at a time, it's one, you know, whatever. But when I'm playing, I start off and I get a win, and I'm like, all right, I'm feeling okay. I get a second win, and then I start to like get in my head about stuff. Pressure starts to come on. I start to like, and I did this at Tacoma too. I was 2-0, and I'm like, all right, like, can I do this? Because I went into Tacoma thinking I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna, you know, get some record points and blow shit up. But then I got to game 3, and I was like, more pressure than from my opponent or from the game itself was like pressure on myself by not just like taking it one game at a time. Now it passed and it was fine, but I think I do that. I start to look ahead and like what could be based on where I'm at right now. So I think like having that one game at a time, having a good game each time, it would be good for me to actually take into account too.
Yeah, it's such a strange thing because it's so much easier said than done. And I used to do the same thing where it's like, oh man, I'm right there, I'm doing it. But the fact of the matter is, and this is what really I keep reminding myself is the game before doesn't matter. The game ahead doesn't matter. You have to finish this game right now. And if you're thinking about the game in the future, you're not playing the game in front of you.
Yeah, no, I think that's some great advice. Do you, in any of your games, just you had a great run. You started off against Max with Angels of Death, into Chuck E with Higher Tech. Then you got CB with Higher Tech. Then you got Loomis on Goremongers. From that day one, any big plays stand out in any of those games, or any moment that was kind of a turning point in any of those wins for you?
Yeah, no, and that's absolutely there were, and I made notes for that because it's like, who cares about the intricacies of the game? But when you're playing at a high level, and I've noticed this as I've been playing the game more, is you get into like this flow state where the game just plays a certain way.
100.
There's only so many options. Yeah, Tyler knows what I'm talking about. There's only so many options. There's only so many things that you can do. You're creating tempo. And these are all things that like I would love to go deep dive and explain to people, but it's really abstract. But for each game, there was always one thing that happened that I kind of either took a bet on or controlled or created a scenario, and that's what swung the game. Every single game had something like that.
The gamble moments where you're pulling out like a really like unlikely move, for me, those always feel like the best. Like when you're pulling out a move that like you didn't even expect, but like your opponent, there's no way that's what they expect you to do, and then it pays off and like secures you the game. That feels so good.
Yeah, I live for that in this game. My game one had a moment like that I didn't create. Well, I created a moment and then he reacted in a way that I didn't expect. It was against AOD on Bulkus map 6, and that map has the large stronghold just right on the center line, and then the other stronghold is actually in the opponent territory in the red side. And I knew he was going to take ground, because if you're playing AOD on that map, you take ground. If you're playing any elite on that map, you take ground. And well, if you have it. And I knew that I couldn't outshoot Marines from a distance, and with Dueler, he could really close the distance and create some pain. So my plan was to feint like I was just going to fight him over this stronghold. And then turn 2, I sent like 3 Marines towards his stronghold, because there's no reason for him to be there at all. I also put my Plaguecaster in a position where he could only be charged, because I got him up top of the second story vantage. And yeah, that was a weird one, because he charged me with his captain, and I don't think well, we confirmed after the game, he didn't know that stun in this edition applies when you retain a crit for melee, whereas the old shock, you would have to hit somebody twice with crits. So we went to fight, and I was like, we're not fighting again, just so you know. And because the Plaguecaster, for anybody who doesn't know, has shock, severe, and stun on his melee. So it's going off. He was hitting on 4s because of contagion. He rolled 2 normals. He hit me with one of the normals instead of using Dueler to parry the crit, which I think in that scenario it's probably better, because I was just going to hit him for a ton of damage, and he had the Justice Scratch, because I had 3 normals and a crit. So he hits me with a normal for 5 damage. I reduced it down to 4. Then I was able to hit him with the crit, which shocked out the other normal, and then hit him with enough damage to where with his Justice Scratch, he was on 5 health. And because of the stun, he couldn't fight again. And because that was on his activation, the stun actually lasts until his next activation is over.
That's brutal.
Yeah, it's game defining. So from there, I was able to fight with the caster, kill him, because he rolled 1 normal on that fight. So I just shocked it, and then killed him. Then double shoot from the top rope of the stronghold into an assault marine or an assault intercessor and kill him. And it's just
That's
like,
gnarly.
Yeah. Going into turn 4, he had his gunner was at half health, and then the other 3 marines were alive at 1 HP with a poison token before they activated.
Yeah, that's a pretty rough spot to be in. So
yeah, and it all swung off of that fight.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's that's all it takes. Sometimes is one fight. I had a game myself this weekend that basically like I whiffed on one fight and it changed the game and probably cost me a loss there. So so besides that game with Max, any other big like turning points, or were a lot of other games like kind of slow grinds like Plague Marines like to do?
I mean, that's just my playstyle. I took security tac ops in every single game of that tournament. I took contain once, and then everything else was split between secure center and take ground, favoring take ground. And yeah, just every game had just one moment where it was like something I saw in the moment that I could react to, or I was setting it up knowing that if they played into it, I could win. And every single time that I did that, that's what changed the game. Like game 2 with Chuck, he's a really good player, but he positioned very poorly on turn 1. And I was able to kill an Apprentech, Deathmark, and an Immortal on turn 1. So once you've eaten, especially if your Reanimator has already activated at that point, you're down a lot. That's still one model who's dead during turn 2 if you get both reanimates. And if I kill even one more, you're behind.
What do you even do at that point? Like,
right.
Really?
Then game 3 into CV, same situation. He kind of blocked himself off with his equipment, and Deathmarks can only heavy dash. So I was playing a lot of the positioning moments to where he could get an angle on me, but if he did, then it would be obscured, and he has to dash to do it, and he doesn't have 3 APL because his Reanimator's in the wrong spot. So I'm like, go for it if you want. And the game-defining one in that one was he put his Despotech on guard behind a door. And I just moved up, opened the door to where we'd be in control range. And at that point with Contagion, you can point blank guard me, but you're hitting on 5s.
Now, you actually played in the doubles tournament the day before and played as Hyrotech, right?
Yes.
Do you think that those games, I mean, I don't know how much you played as Hyrotech before, but do you think those 3 weird kind of doubles games, come play at CRITCon, it's going to be great. Do you think those weird doubles games with Hyrotech helped you into those matchups, or had you played against Hyrotech a bit before?
Oh, I practice with my 2 buddies, Nathan and Cyrus. Cyrus has been grinding Hyrotech for a while, and I just knew that the only way I could know for sure to beat that team was mastering all of their rules, because frankly, I catch a lot of players like missing some of the caveats on Hyrotech rules, and if you don't know them by heart, it's really easy to let it slide. So that's always my best way to beat a team, is to just play as them and memorize the rules, because I'm able to memorize stuff really well. So I started doing that for the Hyrotech matchup. And CB and I had practiced a few times just because he wants to get good games in. But yeah, playing Hyrotech at the doubles tournament was just for fun, because I knew they'd be strong on a doubles map.
So then after that, after your 2 games in a row with Hyrotech, you got 2 games in a row against Goremongers, actually, in rounds 4 and 5. Yeah. And you played against Loomis. His combined score was 19. Your combined score was 40. So anything in those games, I mean, Plague Marines, at least pre-nerf, seemed like a pretty good counter to Goremongers.
Yeah, pre-nerf, it's not even a game. Loomis is a great player, but there's just nothing there for him to do. First game was on Into the Dark. You have to take beacons as Goremongers to do that matchup, because you cannot kill 3 Plague Marines as Goremongers with Contagion. I don't think you still can. So it's rough. And yeah, game 2 was on Volcus, and it was a lot of the same. I just kind of controlled the spacing, made it really hard for him to get in. And then the operatives that he could get in, they just died. So it was nothing on him as a player. It's just the matchup is brutal.
You know, I think that's like Goremonger's biggest weakness, is that there's a couple teams like Plague Marines that they just run into. Brekka's another one that it just becomes hard for them to pass that damage limit before they die. Straight out, like they're just dead. You know, like they will get some shots on you, so you can expect to lose. You know, and it's really hard to trade 2 for 1, which is what you need to do in most cases.
Yeah, and like even the Plague Brain matchup, they have to stage close for the next turn, so you kind of use vantages to make them get closer to you. And then you have counteracts, so you just poison them on a counteract. And now you've got 2 forward operatives, the Icon and the Plaguecaster. Both will have Contagion applying if you charge them. Those are the only 2 people you can charge. If you go for the wrist change, you're still injured, and it's brutal. There's not a lot of play there, and I think it's the same for any melee stat check. So Raveners is really hard for them. AOD, it's easier, but it's still hard. But yeah, if you hit a wall of stats, you're not breaking through it.
So I want to sidetrack a little bit as we do. Raveners, one of my things that I always hated on with Tyranids is I was always like, they need to play the game different if you're going to bring them to the game. And I honestly feel like Raveners really do play the game pretty different than the rest of the teams,
Yeah, no, they basically don't play the crit op and try to table the opponent, I think.
Yeah.
So they satisfy your past the vibe check, essentially.
No. They're doing no, not quite, but like
they do a decent attempt. Okay,
they're getting a D, which gets you a degree.
Yeah, no, to me that I am a pro-union guy, and Raveners are anti-union because that strike team missions are a gene stealer's job.
Absolutely, 100%.
And they're taking
100%.
They're taking gene stealer jobs. Gene stealer cult jobs.
Mm-hmm. I was just listening to what was previously called Gene Stealer Cult, but it's called Cult of the Spiral Dawn now. Peter Favari, pretty solid. Listen, if you've ever listened to any of his other stuff, there's like a couple characters that show up from his other books. Greg, there's a character that carries over from Firecast, which I know you love that book. But like, it shows
Greg shows
that
up.
There's like a Greg shows up in it.
Greg's in the book.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, like Greg just shows up randomly, like he's showing up to Astoria. So excited for that. But like that shows that there's like a whole extra level of mutation and weirdness with Gene Stealer Cult. You can have like some crazy, basically full on Tyranids as Gene Stealer Cult, but like they're not actual Tyranids, they're still the cult. They're still thinking machines, like they're not just animals.
Yeah, I'm a big believer on you can have your fantasy world, but you have to operate in the rules that you create for said fantasy world. If characters in One Piece who had devil fruit powers started swimming, that'd be anti.
I don't know what that means.
In One Piece, if you have their cool special powers, you're not allowed to swim. If you go in the ocean, you sink. You can't move. It's a rule. If you break that rule, you break the fantasy. In 40K, Tyranids have to operate in the hive mind. That's the rule.
Exactly.
The only people who've broken that are Malstrains. So I'm like, I just am anti-Ravener because of that. They changed the rules of their own lore, which is like, if anything, just make a new bug or something.
Yep, exactly. Like, just make it just pure strains. Just give us straight pure strains. Like they've
instead
shown
of Super Saiyan bugs that are somehow smart.
Creature from the Black Lagoon, fucking burrowing. Come on, rock creature from the Black Lagoon. I don't like it.
It just feels like lazy fan service to me. But in terms of how the team plays, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, and we're happy for all of you bug lovers, all you bug fuckers.
You're not.
Dirty liars.
No, I'm happy for them because the team's good. The team exists. If you say anything else, we're fighting.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Yeah,
like you got everything that you wanted. I got 2 Votan teams, and they're both kind of mid to shit. You got your bugs. They're good. They look cool. Shut up.
Do we count Mandrakes as a second Drukhari team? Like, because they're like kind of like Drukhari sub-faction?
I mean, they're
like,
cool.
Where they are like, I mean, they're cool. Are they like Harlequin status, No,
I think they're Drukhari more than they are like their own separate thing.
Are they though?
I don't know
mean,
enough about elf lore.
from my limited knowledge of at least how they work in 40k, yes, because like Harlequins have always been their own separate thing. You could lock into as Drukhari or Craft World or their own one until this edition. But like Mandrakes, one understand, have always been attached to the Drukhari Codex.
Yeah, Mandrakes would never show up for a craft world where Harlequins would.
Yeah.
So that's the big difference.
It's like,
but Harlequins are very much chaos neutral.
So yeah, I would say that's 2 Drukhari teams, even if it's not necessarily like the most obvious example of a Drukhari team.
I want another Drukhari team.
I mean, I
You
think
have
that's
Goremongers. Goremongers is a Drukhari team. What are you talking about?
They are, but like a real one. Like
my thing with it is, look,
good Dark Eldar, please.
I'm used to Votann sucking, so my answer is always going to be, you could proxy.
Well, actually, real quick on Votann, Shawn, you got a whole Rock and Stone range refresh there. How you feeling about that? It was happening while you were playing the doubles, and I'm sure you're getting tagged by a million people. But I don't know if I've heard your opinion on what you think of the new Votann yet.
First of all, fuck you. Second, I had gotten more pings on my phone in an hour than I've ever gotten on my life during that reveal. I thought somebody in my family died.
No, you worked for Barrister for a minute. There's no way they didn't call you at least 100 times in 2 hours.
That's fair. No, this was actually worse. Like, I think 50 different people messaged me, which just shows how awesome our community is. But I think the models are amazing. I love that there's one who's just wearing the husk of a Tyranid, and he's not even trying to fight. He's just trying to kill Tyranids. There's vehicles that hold Jaegers now. That's dope. The Steeljacks look really cool because like that's a reference from the Heikal's Oath at the end with Lothar. That he is a Steeljack. And
what are the Steeljacks?
The dumb looking ones that look like they belong in Infinity or StarCraft.
Oh, the tall ones.
Yeah, they're Timu Space Marines for sure. But they are tall, they're fast, they are very good at melee combat as well as short range shooting. I think the Codex is going to make them incredible because right now in the current list they're not very good. But I think all the models were fantastic. I'm going to get as many of them as I can on release and then continue my collection of getting however many I'm allowed to run in 40k. That's how many I'm going to buy.
I'm looking forward to the continuation of the Heikal's Oath. I had a lot of like feelings about it, but I feel like after a little bit of reflection, I think Gav Thorpe does like a lot of rev up on his stuff.
Yes, I want to see a sequel. That book needs a sequel. 100%. It just kind of ends. It doesn't even feel like a denouement, if you will. It just ends.
It needs to be twice as long as it is.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we ended like right in the middle of it. Like we finally got the characters like really established. They'd overcome their like first adversity. She had like it was just like right there, and then it just kind of like cuts, and it feels like an intentional cut to like just sell us another book.
If you weren't rooting for Merton, you weren't paying attention. If you weren't sad when Lothar died and happy when he came back, sorry, spoilers, it's been out long enough. You need to read the book. If you weren't mad at Lucky, that little worm, and then so proud of him when he stood up at the end and like fought for his ship and his people against chaos.
Real, but like he needed to do that sooner. Like that guy was a little like
but the fact that he did it just shows how good Votann are. They're not they don't even realize that they're not individualists. They just when the moment comes, they lock in because they are programmed to lock in, and I love that about them.
They're like if the Tau didn't have like the weird ethereal stuff. How you doing on the Elemental Council, Chuck?
I am beating my head against that thing. I don't think I could do it, guys. It's so tough.
It's so dry.
It's so I don't know.
So
I reference it. It's like the thing. It's like, hey, you just got to get through the first 3 seasons of this show, and then it gets really good.
No,
and I feel like I'm like halfway through season 2.
It's like when somebody tried to sell me on The Expanse. They're like, just get through season 1, and then it's really good.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Did you not like The Expanse?
No, that's what everybody told me.
Oh, okay.
The truth of The Expanse is you have to get through the first 3 episodes. If you don't like The Expanse after the end of the first 3 episodes, you're not going to like the show.
Yeah, I've never heard people say like, get through the first season in particular. Like I've read the first 4 or 5 books and then like watched the show, and I enjoyed it all through. There's definitely a dip in quality like halfway through, but then it got picked up by Amazon and it got kind of better again. But it's funny. I feel like The Expanse kind of grips you right away, or it doesn't. So
no, I think The Expanse is great. That's sad.
What's up, Chuck?
I still haven't finished Andor yet.
God damn it, Chuck!
You're just missing out.
Yeah, frankly. Come on, man.
I will say the one Andor's incredible, especially if you're an anti-capitalist communist like myself.
You're woke,
it's so good.
If you're woke and you like Star Wars, it's some good shit.
Woke and gay, yes. That's my life. But the one show that's sci-fi related that I wish would come back, just because we're gonna keep derailing. I don't know if anybody is listening knows, but we're all drinking except for Connor. That was my stipulation for showing up today. But Raised by Wolves from HBO.
Oh yeah, I remember it. Yeah. Who's the
God? I want a season 3.
Was that Mike? Not who's the showrunner? Ridley Scott, right?
Yes, it's so good. It's just fucking weird sci-fi. It's so weird, and it makes you question like the human experience, and it's awesome. And yeah, they just canceled it after 2 seasons, and I was like very, very sad because it was just a cool story.
Yeah. It was that fucking David Zaslav or whatever his dickhead name is, the guy that owns Warner Bros.
Zaslav.
Yeah. Fuck that.
But guy. Yeah, it was a cool show. If you are bored and have a weekend to spare, watch it. It's really good, in my opinion.
So, Kill Team.
Yeah, sure.
Models.
Round 6. Did you talk about that already? I stepped away to get another beer or something.
No. We stopped at the Goremongers games. Game 6, I played Blooded against Brandon Bean. I was so excited for that matchup. I was a little nervous because we all know I might have won Tacoma. Brandon's the best player in the Pacific Northwest. Straight up. There's no debate about that. Good. He's the best.
Yeah. We like to give him shit that there's always going to be like another player nipping at his heels. But like he's so good, it's like fucking sick. I like remember when I was like kind of on Brandon's level, and then like he changed, you know, like he fucking went Super Saiyan. You know?
Yeah, if I'm the Vegeta of the Pacific Northwest, he's definitely the Goku, because I'm right behind him all the time, and I'm just so frustrated by it. He's so good.
He's so good.
He's like even our game I won. We tied that game. GW doesn't let you tie. So round 5 was we had to the crit op is thrown out the window and you have to physically control more objectives than your opponent.
Turning point 5.
Yes, turning point 5, sorry. He had 2 models that could actually make it to any objectives. One of them had to go to his home, one had to go to mid. His Enforcer was all the way in his drop zone running away from me to make sure I didn't go up on the kill grade. And I had 3 Marines in the center and 1 on my home objective. So like that's why I won that game. It's just that. But it was a tie.
What do you think about the overtime rules for GW? They don't allow for those who don't know, they don't allow ties in the if you're in the top 8 cut at a Games Workshop event. You have to play a 5th and I guess potentially 6th turning point.
Yeah, it's fine if you read the packet. Neither of us read the packet.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people read the packet because there's a lot of confusion about that.
Does anyone read a packet? Really?
I read the packet. I don't even think Dakota read the packet. Like Dakota's an amazing TO. He did such a good job. He was like, I think we guys have to play round 5. Let me go check. But yeah, it was it is what it is. Like, the way I feel about these kind of things as a TO, as an event organizer, as a player, the game is so free of like strict rule sets that I don't care. Just do whatever the TO says.
Yeah, absolutely.
As long as you tell me ahead of time.
You know, like I think that hopefully people are getting into a groove with this edition, and we start to see more fun. I feel like the first year of this edition has been pretty sweaty overall, tonally. As we kind of like figure stuff out, like we're digesting a lot of like wording and getting to know it, and there's been like a tonal shift. And I hope that like people are at the point they're like, okay, we get it, we understand like how the game flows. You know, like we've had like enough rulings and FAQs, like we have the general gist of it. Let's have some fun now.
Yeah, no, I very much agree with that. I think that the game, I think Dakota was a huge factor in this, so shout out to him. Is things like, oh, we got to tack down the terrain so it's perfect. Dude, we're playing with plastic dolls. Who cares? Stuff's going to get bumped. You know, use intent if you're that worried about it. The rules aren't written well, and they admit that. So play by intent. Try to create what's the fair, most sportsman-friendly situation. You don't want to have a player hate you after the game. That's more important than anything to me. And that's like my focus almost always in the games is I want to give a good game and make a new friend or hang out with somebody I already know. I don't need to win like that. And anybody who tries to play like that usually doesn't do very well. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. You know, you have your rare exceptions. But like, you know,
yeah, that counter guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Like fucking sweat lord.
Real
like,
problematic player.
You know, shooting tips of weapons.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, you know, just doing all kinds of nasty stuff, like fudging out extra movement. You know, like I see it all the time. Swapping models.
I mean,
you know,
I think it's fine if you like the line of sight debate is like if you can see somebody's gun sticking out. If you're an experienced player, you're not going to let that happen. But then on the other side of like, if we haven't even resolved any dice on the first attack, and like you forgot your tac op, and you deny it, this is a dick move. I'm just saying, it's straight up.
Absolutely.
All right. Speaking of sweaty players and eking out everything they can, you went into round 7 against Joshua the Kid Kelly. I'm just giving you shit, Joshua. If you're listening, you're probably not. This is an adult rated podcast and you're like 16. So, how was your game against Joshua though? Love you, by the way, Joshua. Jimmy's probably listening. And Jimmy knows, you know, both of you, hell of a guy. How was your game against Joshua?
First of all, fuck you. He is 17. I'll fight you if you talk bad about the kid. Love him.
I love Joshua too. I just seem to draw him every first round at fucking LVO, and then he stomps me into the ground. So
yeah, he's incredible. We have played quite a few we played a few times against each other at his dad's shop because I get to go down there because I'm lucky. But yeah, the last game we were so excited to play each other because we both wanted to play each other in a competitive environment. And I told him, I was like, I want you to win this thing, kid, because he's never gotten first at a big event before, and neither have I. And I just told him I'm not going to hold back. I want to give you a good game. I want to try my best, and we'll just see how things shake out. And yeah, we had a ton of fun.
So anything, and Joshua had Warp Coven. Any big swing moments in that game that kind of changed it?
Yeah. So there were, I think because he was in his head on that map, he had told me as we were setting up, he's never won a game on that map. It is map 2 Volcus, the Thunderdome, as people like to call it. It's got the small stronghold right in the middle, and then like the stronghold in somebody's deployment, and then the 2 large ruins on the other deployment on a longboard. I recommend people look it up as we're talking about this because it's important. if you like want to visualize, because I'm able to visualize my games. Yeah, I had the deployment with the 2 large ruins. I just moved up the board into my staging positions. I could tell based on how he did his barricades and stuff like that he was playing contain. Like literally before we started moving models, I knew he took contain. And I took take ground because I was like, I'm going to go in this stronghold and I'm going to make you come get me. And one of us is going to win this game. That just was my whole thought. Then turn 2, I won the roll off and I made him go first. And I thought he would do something aggressive and that would start the game. Instead, he just like moved up and passed with his Hangor. And I was just like, damn it, this kid's so good. Because that's what you do. You don't want to be in an elite versus elite matchup. You don't want to be the first person to fire a shot. Because then you're just down a model. And then you're constantly having to up trade. And there's no way to really double kill in that matchup for either of us. Unless you're the first one to go on engage. And then I get to kill you, charge, and fight somebody. That's the only way to do it. So I was like, okay, I got to figure out an activation that doesn't put me in a bad spot, but it also does something bad for him. And on that map, if you're looking at it, there's like, I call it the poop pile. And it's right next to yeah, that's what it looks like. You know,
I know what terrain piece you're talking about. Yeah.
You absolutely know what it is as soon as I said it. Like, it's a poop pile. So I was on red side deployment. I dashed my icon in up against the poop pile, and it's got like these little rocks that are sticking out of it to basically where the only way to break my cover line is to get within 2 inches of me to where I tucked him in, and I put myself on conceal. I could have gone on engage and shot, but because I had to move dash, it wasn't worth it because I wouldn't have ceaseless, and he just would have shot me from behind the stronghold and nothing would have happened. But he had 3 Marines touching base to base behind that wall. So I moved up and threw a stun grenade into all 3 of them.
Ooh.
Did it go off? Because I threw 4 stun grenades in one game last week, or this past weekend, and I got 1 off.
I stunned 1 of them.
This sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
3 up and 1 stun goes off.
But it's fine because it was a rubric. But he had set up the temporal flux, the warp coven ability where you can basically snap back to a location after you move. He moves up, double shoots my icon, and because we were talking fast and I didn't understand what gun he was using, I didn't use my sickening resilience, and he let me use it, which was, I just want to say that as like a point, because even in the finals, I think you should always play fair and go off intent. You should not play on gotchas, and this good charity moment towards me came right back to him like 2 activations later. So I'm setting that up now.
I think that there's such like a just to cut in real quick, there's such like a at the top level, players want other players to beat them by skill, not by gotchas. In the most, in most cases.
Yeah, no, anybody who doesn't play like that, 1, nobody probably likes playing you. 2, if you're at the top table, it's because you play like that exclusively. Or 3, you just got really fucking lucky. I think you're going to have a better time if you're just a nicer player.
No notes.
So
100%.
He let me spend the CP. I live on 1, which means he's got to shoot me again. Or that was 2 shots. So now another Marine has to shoot me. The only way to safely to do it is to put temporal flux on the second sorcerer, move up, shoot me, snap back. Great. Now he doesn't have any forward momentum with his flying sorcerer. I was able to, at that point, move, dash, and flail 3 Marines because he put himself in a position, and this was what comes up into why I gave him that grace back, is he specifically said, I'm going to stay inside, outside on this wall. So what that means for people who don't know is you're using the thickness of the wall to have cover from shooting, but you're outside of control range if I wanted to charge you. So I can't charge those models. The fighter for the Plague Marines, it's just 2 inches invisible. So I was able to flail 3 Marines that way. Poison 2 of them, which means they took 5 damage, and then 1 of them took 4 damage.
It seems like a pretty good combo. Good lord.
Yeah, it's the best.
Gnarly.
That was like my game-winning tempo play, because he goes for the kill on the icon. Cool, don't care. I get my champion on top of the stronghold, like overhanging my base a little bit to where he cannot charge into the stronghold now on top of the vantage. The only way he's going to be able to get up there is to fly. They only have one flying sorcerer, so yay, because that sorcerer is also poisoned. Anybody who plays Plague Marines, you know exactly what I'm going to do on turn 3. So I have my Grenadier and my champion on top of the stronghold. I have my Plaguecaster behind, and we're setting up into turn 3. And I stun the flying sorcerer. So now he can fly into that position, but he can only get one shot off. He goes for the shot on my champion and does 6 damage, 7, I think. Yeah, I was at 8 health. My champion now shoots him with a plasma with Ceaseless and Lethal 5, bring him down to 4 health. Then I'm able to charge, because on that vantage, it's a 1-inch drop. So I'm able to move 2 inches, drop 1, keep the Ceaseless, and fight a Rubric Marine up against the wall and kill him as well. Now he has to jump up on that vantage and take a double shot at the Grenadier. And I think I said this during the game, and I'm only pointing it out because I forgot the thing that I gave him grace about. So he had all those Marines grouped up on turn 2. Because he was doing the inside-outside thing, I could have thrown a frag grenade into all of them, because the cover lines are base to base. So if I'm up on the vantage, the wall's actually further away.
I don't know how you can even remember your games this far out. Impressive. I
have a photographic memory.
That's some Dexter kind of shit. Impressive. I love it.
Yeah,
I've never seen Dexter, by the way, but like that's just like the impression I get of the show Dexter. I saw a clip recently though, like on TikTok, of the Dexter exit where he like spins out of the doors. Do you guys have like a signature? Like I love that. I love like spin out of the room or into the room. You got the Riker sit. I wish I had a signature move like that. Like when I came in, you guys were like, "Oh, Tyler's gonna do this thing," and I always did it like with like, the swag that either of them did it.
I mean, it's the Tyler hug.
I mean, like I just love to hug. So
yeah, fair. But yeah, so when I went for that, I used a model to pre-measure it because I wanted to make sure before I committed to the move. But I could get up there and throw a frag at like 4 of his Marines, and he pointed out that he didn't know that was possible like that. And even Dakota was like the best TO, because he just kind of looks at me and he goes, "We can play it as it lies. It's up to you." But he didn't know. And I was like, "Oh, well, if he doesn't know, then move your model closer. I don't care." Because I'm not going to do that. That's just rude. If you're playing like that on a player, it would probably have not netted much damage, and I would have felt like an asshole. So no, don't do that. But yeah, so turn 3, he has to commit to a double shot on my Grenadier. And I said this to him, and I feel like I don't do this. Don't be me. Don't say this. But I said to him, I was like, if you don't kill this Grenadier, I think that's game. Because I just removed 2 Marines. The Marine that's about to take the shot has already taken 4 damage. The Marine that did something early on, his Warp Flamer, was at 7 health. So it's like, if this doesn't work, I think that's game. And he got the Grenadier down to 4 health, which for Plague Marines, I don't care. I was able to throw a crack grenade at him with Ceaseless and just one-shot the Sorcerer because I rolled 3 crits and a hit. Then I was able to jump down again, keeping the Ceaseless, and bolter the 7 or 8 health Rubric and kill him. So now I've just basically done 2 2-for-1s, but both of my models are still alive. The first Sorcerer is at 4 health. I'm going to shoot him with a Warrior. So going into turn 4, I had 4 Marines alive. He had 2 Zangors at full health, and then 1 Marine at 7 health, or 5 health. I'm sorry. It's so brutal because I was able to use Nurglings again, stun that sorcerer. Now he can't get in the stronghold. He went for the heal, which Warp Coven can heal, but it costs an action. He thought he healed up to 7. Then I had to tell him, you just activated with a poison token, so he actually took another point of damage. So he was at 6, which means he cannot get in the stronghold in any physical way, because the wall's too tall. And that's game, because I've still got 4 Marines alive, even if 2 of them are at 5 health.
So you take down Jeshua. You've won Tacoma Open. You've won AVTT with Plague Marines, and you personally caused them to get nerfed the following week.
Well done.
Oh, it's totally me. Especially, honestly, I think it was AVTT because they don't do the nerfs that fast. But I feel a little proud that it was probably me because the team was sitting at like a 44% win rate. And they ate a nerf that made them really hard to play.
They are the most played team by far, like them and then AOD by a long shot,
Yeah, it's AOD, Nemclaw, and Plague Marines are the 3 with the most representation.
Yep. So let's wrap up Tacoma real quick. Sure. Congratulations again. I was super excited for you. I love when somebody that I know wins a tournament because yeah, like I mean it's awesome to see my friends and my buddies that I'm rooting for. Like when Zach won the Clash, I was like super excited when Zach won the Clash, got his golden ticket. To see you win the golden ticket was amazing. So congratulations again. You're going to Atlanta, and you're gonna. What are you bringing to Atlanta?
I don't know. And then thank you for the congrats. It was surreal, and it was really special to me to have so many of the Kill Team players stick around for the awards. That felt awesome. It was like all my friends were just there to cheer me on for that. For Worlds, I'm not sure.
Well, it's you got a couple months to decide. So it sounds like you're bringing Jaegers to Killscream.
Maybe that maybe was something I wasn't hinting at yet for the listeners.
Well, I mean,
we can just cut that.
No, we don't.
No, Chuck's not going to edit the podcast.
Sorry, that would require Chuck to do a modicum of editing, so that's not happening.
I think a good beep. Like, do we have enough beeps in our podcast? Like,
I gotta no, because you say anal cunt like 14 times.
I don't think
you leave the swear words. You bleep me taking a team.
All right. Well, I'll see if we can find a beep somewhere. I have one around somewhere. I've used it like once. So,
have you guys seen that video of the Count singing his song and they bleep it all?
Oh yeah,
I have actually seen that one. It's good. So
it's so good.
Yeah.
Back in the day, that was good. I don't know how good it would be. 2025 year of the Lord.
But yeah, I'm not sure what I'm bringing to Worlds. There's I think I've got like 4 or 5 teams that I'm thinking about. Heretic Circle were on the idea list because I don't think their nerfs were that bad. But now the Goremonger matchup is so bad for them because they just can't stop Goremongers from moving up. So that's not an option. Brood Brothers are still very, very, very good, even with the nerfs. Sanctifiers are something I'm considering, even though I don't like the models. Just because I want to do well, and it's like, well, if GW forces you into a meta, you might as well just play it. Jaegers are something that would be cool because I'd love to be the first person to take Jaegers to Worlds. Then because I don't think somebody took them last year.
Best in faction,
Yeah, sure. I don't even think they give awards for that anymore.
They better.
They didn't at Tacoma, and it pissed me off.
Right? I wanted my Plague Marine little piece of paper.
Yeah, that was Rekka. I won my Rekka one.
Oh, that does suck, man.
Well, and I didn't get a Jaeger one last year because I had to take Chris Baki to the airport. So, I feel like I'm just missing out.
They didn't send it to you?
No, Zach doesn't even respond to emails unless it's important.
Come on, Zach. We know you listen.
Oh yeah, Zach. If you listen to this, send me my piece of paper. God damn it. We had a good conversation at Tacoma and we hung out for like 45 minutes. Send me my piece of paper. I should have asked him then. That's my fault. But yeah, Aquilons are also something I'm looking at. I think they're really, really fun to play. And have, like, I think they're, Brandon pointed it out. They're like Wormblade, but better. They all hit on threes. They all have good access to rerolls, severe. They're tricky. They're a little straightforward in their tokens, but it's like you don't have to drop on those tokens, and you can move the token on turn 2. So
that's one team I've been wanting to mess around with. I've got them all. I've got them all painted up and actually beaten one a tournament with mine. So, but let's talk about that balanced data slate. So we mentioned the Plague Marines nerf and Connor. So you are now all Ave Dominus Nox, Mr. Nemesis Claw, and you played this last weekend. Did you feel?
No, I didn't feel anything other than really the Prescience token. The going only 4 inches instead of 6 hurts, mostly for some of the stuff I like to do on Into the Dark, because now you just have to be closer to the door. But it didn't hurt. Also, I would never be Ave Dominus Nox. Fuck the Night Lords. I know I'm an AdMech fan, but the enslaving and skinning of people will be stopped.
You know, like, I mean, okay, throwing people into volcanoes, you know.
Is that the Night Lords or is that the AdMech?
AdMech.
They pushed a bunch of Tau into a volcano, but the Tau shouldn't have been a Xenos, so it is what it is.
Why are you standing so close to the edge, Tau? Come
exactly.
On. So you didn't really notice the difference as much. I played this last weekend. I played against I brought Commandos. I played against Rekkas. No changes on Rekkas. Then I played against Phobos, but it was on open, so the changes to not being able to do the guard and then counteract didn't really affect me at all. Tyler, anything that stands out from the data slate that you
I mean, the Prescience is pretty.
Prescience is big, yeah.
A little far. That's a little far in my opinion. You know, I roll 1 Prescience most of the time. So, you know, by the end of the turning point 1, I have 2 Prescience. If I'm very conservative, if I'm playing it like I should be, I have 1 Prescience. Yeah. You know,
like mind you, again, my experience is very limited. But I agree with a lot of the sentiment I was seeing on the Command Point Discord of they're annoying things. They're going to change a little bit, but more than anything, we probably got a indirect buff because our worst matchups with Plague Marines Contagion and Dueler on Angels of Death got nerfed really hard. So that helps us more than the nerfs to the team directly.
Yeah,
I still think Dueler, like, why are you guys able to parry all crits with your regulars? Come on now. That's not like that for any other faction.
Well, they could only do it once. I thought it was once per sequence. They could parry 1 crit with 1 normal or 2 normals with 1 crit.
And now they can do it with any of their crits. Like
they could only do the crit. Yeah, they can't do the double parry. But they can still only do it once per sequence. It says it in the first line.
Was it?
Yeah.
I think they...
No, it says once per sequence. That's why the debate was if you got both bullet points or not. But the Nemclaw one, it just takes the averages and makes it worse for Prescience because you need 2 Prescience going into turn 2, 3 if you're feeling strong. Now it's like you need to roll a 2 instead of, I got a 1 and a 1. You can make that work by not getting the CP on turn 1. Now you need 2 or better on turn 2, or else you are probably going to lose that game. And honestly, the thing that sucks is all of the elites got nerfed in some way because the average player has a hard game into elites. But then they just basically didn't really nerf Warp Coven in a serious way, and they didn't really nerf Sanctifiers in a serious way. And those are the 2 top teams for all elites, period. Nemclaw still can't beat Sanctifiers. Sorry. They still can't beat Warp Coven on average. Sorry.
Nah, I just gotta believe in the vibes and row 6s. Easy.
Yeah. I think the answer is if if you're a high-end player, and it sucks to say, and this is not for average players, do not take this as gospel. Do not change your team picks based on what I'm about to say. If you do, fine, I don't care. But it's not meant for everybody. But if you're playing at high tables and these data slates happen and you want to win, just don't play bad teams. And it sucks, but that's how you get GW to fix your teams, is by showing them, hey, these teams aren't worth playing at a high level.
Yeah. So so that brings up a question I had. I was listening to John Reese, Can You Roll a Crit, the day of the data slate, because he's hours ahead of us, so he gets it ahead of us, or he's still awake or something. But how should they balance the game? Should the game be balanced for the mid tables that have a hard time with stuff like Marines, or should the game be balanced for the highest tables where people can take like Brood Brothers and get the most out of them because they're sweaty and really good?
Well, you guys know that I've done like balance and stuff like that for other games. I think that the best way to approach it, in my opinion, is like, if you look at games like it you can't really use video games as a direct correlation, just because it's not the same thing. People play differently in different areas. Some people get the rules wrong, and that has to be taken into account as a game designer for these tabletop games, stuff like that. But I think that the best way to do it is to balance it towards the top and then see that trickle down, because frankly, the people at the top are the loudest voices often, and casual players still, or even mid players or players that are aspiring to be every player hears those opinions, and that's how you get those like dumb Reddit takes of people just spouting off whatever they want to say, or just repeating something that John said or anything else. And it's like, I like John's opinions. I don't always agree with them, but frankly, I like them because he's one of the best players in the world, and he shows that year after year. But I'm not going to listen to some Joe Schmo on Reddit, Yeah. So I think balancing the game around their experience, because they keep playing AOD into Inquisition or Sanctifiers, and they're winning in their local meta because the Sanctifier player doesn't know how to play properly. That does not make balance. I'm sorry. And the win rates show that even with those high pick rates, you would think that if the teams were overpowered, they would have a better or above 50% win rates, and they don't. Only Nemesis Claw and Phobos did.
Phobos had over 50%? I didn't expect that.
Oh yeah, Phobos were doing quite well, and they were podiuming quite a bit. The problem is the elites would podium a lot, but they never win a lot. So it's like it needed to be addressed because it was pushing more and more players towards elites as a general thing. Like the thing that Zach and I and Brandon and I, the three of us, will talk about, like the high end gameplay and what you think teams are this, that, and the other. And so far up until now, 10-man teams just weren't good, like across the board. And it's because elites were so strong.
I mean, like, have we seen
John Reese is one of the best players in the world, probably had been having success with Brood Brothers. A lot of people are having success with Brood Brothers. Sammy won with
I said 10-man teams.
Oh, 10.
Hordes were good because you could out-activate to such a point that you could like power down an elite. 10-man teams are spread just enough to where it doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, where they're like slightly better stat line than your average Horde team isn't enough when you're not able to still out activate them and trade enough for the pieces or whatnot.
Yeah, you'd need to get like 4 shots into a single Marine to kill them, but if you only have 4 extra activations, or 3 if you're lucky, they all have to be in the exact right place at the right time, which they probably aren't on a 10-man team. But if you're playing a Horde team, you have those options.
Yeah, and
most of them hit the same.
Yeah, but fuck Hand of the Archon, their stupid Torment Grenade.
Oh, boo.
Hand of the Archon having 3/5 melees is just a crime.
Yeah, it should be 2/3.
Yeah.
Why not 1/2?
But I mean,
all right, Connor, I agree with you, Connor.
Yes,
sure.
Finally happened.
Yeah, Connor's smart. I knew it. No, Connor, I think that AdMech are also in a decent spot after these elite nerfs. And that's this thing that's so interesting when you look at the meta now is the reason why 10-man teams were so poorly rated is because elites just punish them so hard. But now we're seeing the elite shift happen to where it's like, yes, it's really hard to one-shot a Marine, but that's a 2.0 mindset. You know, what really works is chipping them down consistently over time because then they take less risky plays. If you take 4 models and just charge them, like if you're playing Vet Guard into Marines, just send 4 troopers over and over and over, charge in, smack, charge in, smack. You're going to hit them twice before you die. It'll work. They can't heal.
Connor, your baby robot's got a buff. You have your eyes strayed from your beautifully kit bashed Nemesis Claw back to the robots?
No.
Do it.
I'm excited. I think they definitely finally are pretty all right. I still don't think they're what I want from 100 Clay this edition, but it is what it is. I've accepted that and moved on. We'll get another team at some point. That'll be cool.
It's called Battleclade.
I mean, after Battleclade. I still
you just deny the existence of Battleclade.
I don't deny the existence, but Zach put it best. They're not the power fantasy I want from an AdMech team, and their rules kind of look all right. But having at least played against them and seen them a lot, they seem very reliant on how much can you put out that ceaseless keyword bonus guy, and the second that guy dies, your team's power just falls off a cliff because they're a 4.
You're not wrong.
They're a 4-up team with a couple ways they're getting rerolls, and like they have a lot of the cool keyword stuff. But yeah, if you don't have ceaseless, they're not reliable. I saw.
Also, how do you kill ready models?
That too. My game against Barry, he had so many times where he had 3 guys shooting at a Marine, but even with 5 dice hitting on 4s, if you just don't have a natural way of ceaseless, cool. You got 2 hits, I'm in cover, and I have a 3-up save, so no damage goes through. Like, I might be stunned on the arc rifle, but that's that.
Don't forget I told you he threw that game.
I mean, that did happen too, so, you know.
Don't mention it.
But no, I there was something people were talking about. It's like now with 100 Clay buffs, they might actually be stronger than Battleclade, which is a weird thing to see, but that might hold some truth because we still have the negative effects, but at least once we can ignore it now, we finally don't have to pay a command point and then take on average 2.5 damage as well, because that's fucking that's a genius idea. But yeah, 100 Clay might actually have some proper juice now for the first time in the all edition.
For another, well, this is how I see it. I'm a big fan of the rotation from a keeping the game fresh standpoint. I think it's cool. The game's not insanely expensive. It's not hard to play other teams, and I think it's good to try and explore the teams, especially if you think about it. Like, what does it mean from balance if you don't have to deal with the teams that are declassified? You know what I mean? So I think that Battleclade, my biggest issue with them is they're slow. They have a really hard time killing ready models unless you give them network counteracts, which you're not going to if you're playing smart. And because anyone can basically out melee them, even if they have shock and severe, who cares? And yeah, they're like rattlings but weak. Like, ugh. Once you start taking out their servitors, what are they going to do?
What teams do you think people should check out, Shawn? Like with the data slate coming in, here shortly. What do you think are some overlooked teams?
So I'm always going to say Jaegers, please check them out. They're so fun. It's really, really, really hard to play. I'm not going to lie.
Stone.
But oh my God, are they so fun? Because I love Dan Barton taught me this word. I forgot. It's called like Zumswing or something. It's from chess, but it's the idea of forcing your opponent to make mistakes. You give them 4 different options. All of them are bad. They have to figure out which one is the least bad. And I love to play like that. And oh God, are Jaeger's so good at that, because you just create funnels all over the board. Mines, equipment, all these things. All your models are spaced out. They have super conceal if they need to. And then there's like a couple of models who are close. It's like, okay, but I can't. Do I charge them? But then you're going to get shot. So it's like you have to take the risk on, okay, well, if they shoot me, will they roll well enough to kill me? Or, that. And then there's that math there. Or do I move up within 2 and shoot them? And it's like, oh, yeah, but the one you can move up within 2 and shoot, I want to die. And when you're playing against an opponent where they're cheering for their own models to die, that gets in your head. And it's that's so funny. Yeah, when that iron break is right up in it's like, why was this guy's good? He's won events. Why would he put his model right there? And I'm over there like, kill him.
The worst is like when that model, the sacrificial model, is there, and you're like, fuck, I don't have any other play but to do exactly what they want and kill this dude.
Yes. The one person who beat me the worst, his strategy was, what if I just don't kill any of them? And literally, I won on the kill op, where I killed 5 of his Blades of Cain to my 3 Jaegers, and he still won the game because he was just controlling the crit op so well.
Connor, is there a team that you think that post classification, for the people who want to play, teams that you could maybe take to a GW tournament? I think most tournaments are going to allow all the teams, but is there a team that you think that people should jump into? I know you're again, Ave Dominus Nox, Nemclaw Simp these days.
I'm a Nemesis Claw player, Chuck, not a Night Lord. Speaking of which, if anyone needs Night Lord's helmets or shoulder pads, hit your boy up. But I mean, unironically, yeah, Night Lord or the Nemclaw are a good time, even with their nerfs. I think they have that thing I like of just enough straightforward data sheets, but like cool things you can do with them and their ploys that are fun. Otherwise, I'd say if you want a more less, a not marine team, I think Aquilons are in a solid spot. They're again another straightforward team, but I think that's good if you're trying out a new team, so that way you're not messing up weird combos like you have with Sanctifiers or Warp Coven or whatever. But also they're just they're reliable. They hit on 3s, which is always nice. They might not be great melee threats, but every team has some sort of weakness, and that's not a terrible one, all things considered.
Also, I'll say, Connor, just because I've played them quite a bit, Aquilons are really hard to play well. Because it's like, yeah, they don't have good melee threats, but you can do your detection strat ploy, and now you can double parry everybody that's within 3 inches of a target that you pick. And that could be like half their team. They can steal objectives out from under you if you're not paying attention. If you aren't checking every single cover line from this invisible bubble of this one token on turn 2, they're going to drop a Melta in your face and then another Melta in your face.
Exactly. And that's sick as shit. I love this.
You can't shoot them back.
Yep.
Because they're just obscured.
I love that. They're a very fun team in the sense of just like, I haven't even played them, but I've always enjoyed playing against them because it just creates such a weird experience that I like of like, man, this is really odd and I don't know what to do. So I can see that being fun for the other player. But I also just like those weird games where it feels like I got to adapt to a very specific thing, right? That feels, I guess would be like you have to adapt to it. And while it's crazy, I feel like it's a rather fair adaptation, if that makes sense. It doesn't feel like, man, this is bullshit type of thing. Minus maybe the Melta.
Yeah, no, they're very straightforward in what they can do. It's just the fact they've got so many different options at their disposal at all times. And the rules are pretty fair. It's just good stats. And then if you underestimate them, you will just lose because they can clap back so hard.
100%. I experienced that firsthand.
It's a weird thing. I think the design team really hit their stride with Beta Decima going forward, because I'm looking at the rotation thing right now and it's like Navy Breachers, they're cool, they're fun. Like now with the stat change, they have about as much health as the Ravener team across their 11 operatives, which is great.
I know Grant's been
the
playing
skull
a ton of them,
can
so he's he says they're definitely feeling better, which I think we all knew, but they might actually have some sticking power, which is nice.
Oh, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get a good blitz off, like they can win games easy. And like that skull, it's like a 16-inch threat range with blast 1, stun, and lethal 4s. Like that skull's gonna wreck. Far stalkers are
Especially
also in that same place. Like they're fun. If you have the right mission spread, like if you get lucky on the crit op, they just win. There's nothing you can do. Kazarkin suck. Hierotech Circle are fun to play, but they suck to play against,
Sorry,
so I don't
Chuck.
recommend that for anybody that wants to have like a good time and make friends. Just put put Hierotech off until later. You'll make more frenemies than anyone else playing Hierotech.
We got a new annoying Necron team on the way for you to play.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see those
Squad
rules.
Oh yeah, no, especially because the Geomancer is something that's never been referenced in lore, so it's like, what does it do? I bet it tunnels.
He really, really loves to play GeoGuessr.
I bet
like that one guy that can name any city or like street within like 2 seconds.
What if he can throw terrain at you?
Geo Rain Bolt.
I bet he makes cover out of nowhere.
Oh, that'd be sick. Or like he could destroy your barricades. There's so many ideas. Exaction Squad fall into that same category of like, if you want to frustrate people, this is the team for you.
I think that they're at a pretty good frustration point right now for a lot of teams too. I think that like with the changes to Dueler and stuff like that, they're just there to like fucking annoy a lot of teams.
Goremongers have a hard game into them. All the elves have a hard game into them.
Absolutely. Like if you want to bring a team to like stunt like a certain subset of players, just like catch them in the midfield, you're like, sorry, you're not going any further than this. It's the cops.
Yeah, if you want to make sure that like Mandrakes and like all of the 10-man teams don't make it to the finals, you play Exaction.
Absolutely. All elites finals. I think you guys should pick up Hand of the Archon and lose badly.
Hand of the Archon's so bad.
Play your worst. The two nerfs to them, like one direct by removing their ceaseless. That was like a kick in the balls. But like, why did they have to remove the gambling thing? Like, okay, you can't declare your crit op in this gambling phase, but you're denying the ability for Hand of the Archon to do it, and they get 1 CP. So we're playing a different game for 1 game. Let's have fun. Like, that wasn't necessary. Like, it was the one team that did something really fucking weird, and like we could have kept it, and it was a good time.
I loved that. It almost felt like two nations with nukes saying push the button.
Absolutely, it was
I'm
so
like,
fun.
Like, I fucking dare you to say pass because I'm gonna say it right back.
Yeah, pass, do it. I don't have anything I need to declare this turn. Yeah, pass on the crit op. I'm just gonna try to kill you anyways.
Because it's like, I'm not playing Plant Beacons. I dare you to say pass because I know you need those 9 points. I don't.
For real.
Felgor are good again. Sorry, it sucks, but they're good again.
Yeah, they're just going to be annoying. I think they're another stat check team. Like, can you do enough crits? Can you fight twice enough? Can you shoot twice enough?
Yeah, it basically relies on you rolling normals because of ambush. Yeah. But after that, that's really their big fail point. Hearthkin are my favorite team in the game visually. Everybody knows this about me. That's why I'm called the Lugger. I still think it's not by a lot, but they are probably the worst team in the game right now.
Really?
Yeah. Their melee sucks. They have 8 health. They don't have a way to reduce damage in melee. All of that is bad for a team that has to get close to hit on 3s. They hit like a horde at long range. Grudges don't work with accurate.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
And they're the team that can have like accurate 1 on every single gun, even if it's a piercing weapon. If it's not a piercing weapon, they can have accurate 2. Now they can't use their faction rule with it, which requires them to die to mass generate their faction rule. The Alpha Strike got nerfed. Their guaranteed initiative thing got nerfed. They just don't have a lot of agency that doesn't require them to push forward. And look, if you have a 3/5 melee weapon, you're going to out melee them. If you have anything that hits on 3s in melee, you're going to out melee them.
I have really mixed feelings about the change to retains. like I get where they're coming from, like from a design standpoint, but like I like you said, it really affects Jaegers. I feel like it negatively affects a lot of teams overall.
Oh no, Jaegers
and,
don't
like,
care about it.
Not Jaeger, sorry, just leagues, just
Yeah.
regular Votan. It just like I feel like it fucks with Hand of the Archon and their shooting also. Like
I think it's
just
a solution in search of a problem, but the problem didn't really exist, honestly.
agreed. Yeah, I feel like I don't know who it was directly looking to nerf there, but like I feel like
Legionaries, maybe. Like I feel like Legionaries always had like 18 keywords for their shooting, but
it was Legionaries and Hierotech were the two teams that I think they were specifically targeting. Because like the Technomancer could give rending, so like a death mark on a bandage had accurate severe rending.
Okay, yeah, I can see how that could be a bit problematic.
And that just auto kills a 12 health model if they roll 4 normals. So it's stuff like that, which again, it sucks. So just take away severe off of their weapons.
Yep.
But that's the Galadark season. There's like 2 teams in there that are strong. Everything else is like, you want to fuck around? And then you have Khazarkin and Hearthkin, which are just not good. Khazarkin, at least you can play with those models because Inquisition exists. Like, I think if you want to play with Khazarkin, you play Inquisition.
I fucking hate that. It's been, ever since the start of this edition, it's been like, if you want to play Khazarkin, just play Inquisition.
Yeah, I mean, like the buff that Khazarkin got, because they got a little buff this edition, didn't they? Or this last data slate?
Did.
Not this
last one, but the one before.
Yeah, one before.
Yeah, that was just a buff to Inquisition, is all it was.
Yep. Oh, was it a buff to Inquisition? Because they put it on their like firefight ploy shit rather than.
Yeah, it was.
Oh wait, no, was it Breachers?
Breachers. This one, Breachers just got an Inquisition buff. Yeah, but you're still probably never gonna take them. It sounds like.
No, it's a fun joke to say like, oh, Breachers got buffed. That means Inquisition got buffs, but the Breachers all hit on 4s on their good guns. Where Khazarkin had the same amount of health as Breachers, and they hit on 3s. You're just still gonna play Khazarkin. Then like if you look at like even though they're not a Beta Decima season team, Chaos Cults are good, but their playstyle is, if you're a player and you're like, oh, I played Octarius teams and I'm looking for something new, don't play Chaos Cults. 1, you have to buy 3 boxes of models. 2, they have 1 playstyle. That's it. It's so boring. You have to go forward and you either do 1 Torment on turn 2 or 2 Torments on turn 2. That's it. I don't know if either of Connor, Tyler, or Chuck have played Chaos Cults.
No. Nope. Not since when they came out.
It's so boring.
Honestly, the models never interested me. I hate the way the Torments look.
Yeah, like one of them has like a face coming out of his crotch. It's weird.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like I feel like the sculptor for those should be fired. Sorry.
Inquisitorial Agents is like, I have money and I want to flex as a team. I think they're good again, but I don't like their playstyle. I think that creating feels bads as a team is bad. Like Novitiates with Blinding Aura is the same as Absolute Authority. It's like, I want to play the game. No, that's not good game design.
No, agreed.
I think everybody should play Rekkas. I think Rekkas are super fucking fun.
Rekkas are cool.
You are the orkiest guy around, after all.
Orkiest guy around.
It's so orky. Blades Gate are fun. If you like elves, I think they're probably the best elf team.
I mean,
they are the best elf team.
They're almost the same as Inquisition, though, as far as like you got to buy 6 boxes, right?
Nah, you don't need to. You can buy 3 and just YOLO it. Who cares?
Yeah, like you're gonna run a mixed team most of the time.
And if you like the models, invest in it. Like Inquisition, it's Chaos Cult. You have to buy 3 boxes. Inquisition is like 8 boxes because you need 2 of the Inquisition boxes just to play the team. Like there's only 5 models in that box.
Yeah. Well, we've got some ideas about what to mess around with next season. Any last like one team that you want to highlight?
People keep saying they're bad. I disagree. Rattlings.
I think rattlings seem fun as shit. There's a lot of fucking rules with Scarper, though.
You have to play with the dog. I have been shown The Gospel of the Dog by Jason Steinke from San Diego. That dog is the most annoying thing in the game. So if you're not aware, the dog does not need a visibility for its ability to go off. So that we'll just start there, okay?
So its ability being
that early warning once per turn, so you can use this in strat plays if you're playing against goremongers. After an enemy operative performs an action in which it moves, so as long as they don't fly, you can interrupt that activation or counteraction to use this rule. If you do, each friendly operative within 6 of the dog and within 2 of that model, the enemy model, can perform a free dash or fall back, but it can't move more than 3 inches. So if you charge somebody and they're next to a ladder, they can climb up that ladder.
That's pretty wild.
And yeah, you just can't finish the move within 2 of that enemy operative unless you're not visible. Holy crap. The dog doesn't need to be visible for any of this to happen. It's just a bubble where you go, charge me, charge me, charge me.
I built that whole team. I think I got the whole roster, actually, including the Ogrins, and I was going to bring them to LVO, and I didn't want to paint 18 models before LVO, so
yeah, gross.
They're primed and sitting there, so I don't know. I played him. I played one game against, of course, it was against Hunter and his Mandrakes, so which
Mandrakes, because they can charge through terrain.
Yeah, it was.
So it's like the Mandrakes charge you just go bark, bark, bark. Oh, look, you can't do any other movement actions because you charged.
I'm trying to remember if I even took the dog. I don't know. It was a while ago. So
most people, when they started playing the team, they're like, "You never take the dog. The dog's so bad." And then it's like, no, play the dog. Just play properly and smart. And now it's like, yes, your Ogrins sit in the front to eat the real damage, but if somebody figures out a way to get around the Ogrins, the dog's there.
Well, maybe I'll have to. They're primed. They're based. Maybe I'll have to. I was going to try and paint them up like Mountainside Tabletop, actually. So maybe I'll have to actually give that a try. So,
yeah, I would say Rattlings. If you're looking, Rekkas still, I hate the Raveners. They're cool rules, but I hate the Raveners. Rekkas are still probably, if you're just playing for fun, the most fun team in the game. Like, it's just true.
Yeah, Rekkas are fun as shit.
Just skill up if you want to beat the Into the Dark matchup, because it doesn't matter who you're playing. Into the Dark just makes your game hard, but you can get around it. You just open as many doors as fast as possible.
I've never had an issue with Into the Dark, honestly. I thought I was going to, and it hasn't really. I mean, the only problem I've ever had with Into the Dark is if somebody shuts a door in my face. But if you shutting a door in my face is an issue to me, I've already lost the game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it depends on if the team has security that you're playing against. That's where you lose. Because you have to come at them. They don't have to come at you. They'll win on the crit op by denying you because you have to play the crit op, but then you also want to attack things so you can get that extra action. So it's like you're moving and tapping. That's not if you're an elite that all you're doing is moving and tapping, you're not going to win the game. So you have to really high end play it to beat Rekkas, and make it feel punishing for them Into the Dark. And if you don't know how to do that, they don't feel that pressure. So that's why I'm like, if you're just playing for fun and you're trying to level up your skills and you want to learn as a player, it's like Rekkas. They're so good because they're great at melee. They're great at shooting. They're really fun with their rules because they get to just do weird shit. That like the Demolisher is just such a hilarious ability to run up to somebody and it's like, we're both going to see God. Wham! And you know.
I don't know. I played Tyler and I saw God, and Tyler just looked at me funny.
Your bomb squig though, Neo
the bomb squig made up for it, so
he just ducked.
Yeah.
No, I played against somebody at AVTT, and they hit me with the Demolisher with a crit, so that's 6 damage plus 2d6. I lived at 1 health, which statistically is like what?
Yeah, dice be dice.
And then they did 17 damage to themselves, 1 point off of max damage.
Yeah, it's that was kind of what happened with me and Tyler. So I think I smacked his Melta, and I just like turned into a green mist of mushroom goo, and Tyler just kind of took it on as a Stardew's armor. So,
but that's the other part of it too, is if you're playing the game for fun, which I think first and foremost, like we said in an hour ago, play this game because you enjoy playing the game, not because you're trying to win. And if you are doing that, Rekkas will always be a blast every single time. Literally and figuratively.
So.
Yeah, exactly. The leader's cool. You have so many ways to get back into the game with like salvo and kaboom and all these things. You can learn about melee combat and that kind of tempo. You can learn about shooting in that kind of tempo. You don't care about obscuring if you have enough Rekka points. Yeah, I think Rekkas are really cool. But yeah, my list, like out of the classified rotation, if I had to pick like 4 teams, it'd be like Ratlings, Rekkas, Aquilons, and Jaegers.
Well, I have 2 of those painted and 2 of them primed and ready to go. I actually got almost a full Jaeger roster too. I have wanted to play them, so
let me know if you need extra bodies.
Oh, I got all the bodies.
Steal models
I
from
picked up
Chuck
the
if you're
GW
new.
ones.
He'll give them to you, or he'll let you try them.
Pretty much. Yeah, and you can be like Connor, and I think I've let Connor borrow 2 or 3 teams now, and he's got a combined 1 win, 2 wins maybe.
Don't tease him; he'll leave us again.
He's not going anywhere.
The bug is bad.
He left before.
That was because they destroyed my heart more than anything.
Here's the thing: like
we just have to keep hoping Heresy sucks.
Yeah, it does. So, but well, gentlemen,
no team.
We've been rambling for like 90 minutes. We're going to turn into squad games and have like a 3.5-hour podcast like they put out.
I would love that.
My girlfriend's actually wandering into. I'm having to take the podcast in the bedroom because my office is
romantic.
Still way too hot. Yeah, I know. This is where the magic happens for real.
Wait, what are you wearing?
We'll
save that for the after show. After show. Don't. Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
I'll get into the descriptions. I've made money doing phone sex before, you guys. So.
Oh my God, that would be funny.
Yeah. I believe it. Well, Shawn, thank you for joining us. Thank you everybody for listening. CRITCon is coming up. You heard before the show because I recorded a promo. So if you needed anything, CascadiaTabletop.com, at Lowbrow Minis on Instagram, Dicer.BigCartel.com, at Painting Cave Minis, at Spanaway on everything. Shawn, plug something.
ABC_minis on Instagram, and then I will also be at CRITCon if you want to hang out and talk about Kill Team, and there probably gonna be some cool stuff there for people to snag as freebies from ABC Studios, so show up.
Yeah, well, we're excited to see you. And are you coming down for the Ordo one too for the week after?
No. I thought those tickets were for Killscream. Sorry, don't really like going to Portland. And if I'm going to go to Portland, I'm going to fly, and I'm not flying there twice in the year.
Gotcha.
That's fair.
Yeah. Well, thanks everyone. Tyler, you've got the Vox Cascade sign off now.
We love you. Good night.